Hello everybody, this is Havoc, and welcome to the Humankind closed beta with a dedicated set of mini-series that I want to do to tide you over from the closed beta to release. Now there are a few caveats here and a few little notes that I have to make. The first and foremost is that I am a little bit nervous to create this series. I don't do Let's Plays anymore, or I haven't in years, and so I am nervous on how well received this will be considering the audience I have built up. But my excitement for Humankind, I can't keep it to streams only. So I wanted to try this little mini series out and see how well it was received by you who are watching. The second note is that if you've seen by the title already, you'll know that this almost exactly mimics PartyElite. Now, what I don't want you to think is that I am just riding off of his waves, riding on top of his shoulders to kind of leech some views off of him. This is a idea that I've had for a long time, not specifically for Humankind, but an idea that if I did a mini series doing something similar to this. Now, what I will do 100% is give him the shout out. You can find his entire series in the description of this video, and I will even pin it in a comment, so that way if you want to go watch his first, I have absolutely no issues with that. I mean, no ill will. I am not trying to be nefarious or anything like that. It is just something that I have a desire to do because in the closed beta, it is different than when he did it in Victor Open Dev. So we will be playing a merchant culture as much as humanely possible to see how much we can exert our influence through money and through trade with a single city in mind. Now that will be difficult because in the closed beta, stability is an issue, not necessarily a negative one. Just something we will have to balance. It'll be interesting to see how far I feel I can push and be comfortable with a single city setup before I move into multiple cities. We'll try and hold out as much as possible, but we'll just have to see. So again, big, huge shout out to PartyElite. The dude is brilliant. He's an amazing strategy channel, and you should definitely go check him out, but we are going to play our own. Now we are also going to play with the streamer avatars only. Now, I just do that just because it adds some flavor to the deal. We are playing on Metropolis, as I mentioned, but we should have a pretty good time. Again, with it being a different map, different balances, different updates, all of those things combined, we should have a much different experience than what he did. So guys, I hope you are going to enjoy this. I am excited to dive into it. And also, as the last little caveat, if you have yet to pre-order, you can totally do it over on my Nexus store. That link will also be in the description, and you will get access to a DLC pack. You'll get access to some different profiles and a new avatar, and you will also help support this channel. With that out of the way, let's get into our Merchant One City series. Let's do it. All right, here we are on the map, and just as another little quick note, I have played this map several times, so I kind of know where all of the important resources are, which will kind of allow for a more optimum build. But I also haven't played as a dedicated merchant faction, so my playthrough will be different, but I do know the map fairly well. We are going to try and hit all three: the growth stars, the knowledge stars, and the hunter star. It shouldn't be too terribly difficult, and hopefully we don't miss out on anything. So let's go ahead and head over to this food.
What's over there?
Because we do need 20 food to get into our next tribe. That gets us 10. Awesome. Curiosity collected. And we have one movement point left. We're going to move over here because, as you're about to see, we're going to get a deer pop up over here. Just standard procedure for this map. Hey, little buddy. One thing I did want to mention, we'll get after this battle. In the deployment. There we go. You're getting wrecked, deer. But one of the changes that I do like about this is that the deer only count as military units in the Neolithic era. We get 5 food and 5 influence, and that 5 influence is actually going to let us found our first little region. Now, I am not going to do it right here. If we turn on our resources, we can see that we would get a lot of food. But I'm going to start up here.
We're going.
There we go. That kind of just brings everything in. But the one thing I wanted to say was that one thing I have learned is that when you hit the end turn, you kind of want to wait just a few seconds. I would say 5 to 10 if you are waiting for the unknown. What I mean by that is, for instance, if we had not waited, we would have missed that deer. So in doing so, we allowed that deer to pop up and we could take it on. Now we got some more science, excuse me. We're at 2 out of 10, which is fantastic. And that's all we can do. The Neolithic era is just a fully exploring, scouting type mission. Now this is where I wanted to come in. And the reason why I want to settle this area first is because we will get a good amount of influence, production. Production is going to be crucial to be able to build those mercantile things quickly. We now have lost souls. Your scouts come to you, breathless from exertion. Between gasps, he tells you that he spied another tribe not far ahead. He leads you on, then after giving a stop signal, you drop to your bellies and crawl forward in the brush. Ahead, a young woman, no more than 13 summers, is leading a ceremony. Her audience, a dozen or so equally young or younger tribesmen. Many are crying. And when you see the bodies laid out, you understand that they are mourning. You know what you must do. So we can welcome, these children need care and shelter. We will be their guardians. We basically spawn another unit, which chances of triggering another narrative event will happen, or we can withdraw. They could be sick or cursed. We will make haste, in which case we would get 2 land movement speed for 5 turns. Always welcome new people into the tribe. So we are going to combine our forces. We now have 2 sets of tribesmen. We are going to take on this deer. Let's go up here so we can get the vantage point. And I can't get around for the bonus. That's okay. Deer is going to counter. That's fine. And we should be able to wipe out the deer. There we go. Again, 5 food and 5 more influence. Can't do anything until the next turn, so here we go. Is this right here is where we wanted to move, I believe. Yes, let's go ahead and settle here. I also like this area because we have access to a river. I do believe, we'll wait just a second, but I do believe that we have a lot of coastal line. No, we don't. Okay. That is going to change things up. Because as a mercantile faction, we will want to worry about sea levels and coastal access. And we'll want to worry about that relatively early on. So what we could do is we could potentially have our first one come back here. There is a good spot for it, as I do believe this region has a lot of coastline. We're going to grab science real quick. You know what? I'm going to change my mind. We're going to go here, and we'll use that as a fort, and then we will take this place, and we will make that a city before we level up. So we're gonna switch things up. Apologize for the inconsistency. There we go. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and split a troop the next turn. I'm actually going to split them up twice. There we go. Head down here for food. Head over here. We can take on this deer. Poet and didn't know it. There we go. There we go. We've unlocked the Hunter Star. Fantastic. And we are 2 away from the Growth Star, 5 away from the Knowledge Star. Go ahead and move along there. We're going to move down here and gather that food. Wild Companion. Sometimes it goes off the map. That's okay. The tribe fought wisely, bravely, and now the dangerous beast lies defeated. As your courageous warriors lay sprawled out, recovering, several of the ferocious beast's young emerge from the nearby brush. One of the warriors settles close, spear aloft, ready to kill the young for meat. But before he can, 2 others stop him. The cubs look up, their eyes large and brilliant like moons. Picturing a puppy face here. The first says he can train the young so warriors might spar with them, become stronger. The second disagrees, saying she can raise them, make them teach us nature's hidden ways. So our wish is we can spar, make these beasts, making them stronger. We would get ferocious on the tribe for 10 turns. That's not going to be critical for us in this early Neolithic era, so I'm not going to worry about it. Instead, we are going to spar, which actually should say raise them, in which case we will get 10 science. I'm always up for 10 science. We've earned 1 era star, so we could level up if we want. And remind me later, because that's not going to be important to us. Hopefully the merchants don't get chosen. In the turn, head towards that food. Let's head one little creepy forward at a time.
What's over there?
So we have a trade resource right here, which is going to be very nice, a luxury resource right off the bat. And I don't know that there's going to be a better spot than right here for food. I'm okay with this for food because it will give us our population boost, and then we have a good industry section here. So we are going to work on that. Let's head down to that science. We'll also probably take this region because copper is something we could really, really use. All right, there we go. End the turn by letting the other armies march along. All right, we only need 4 more science. Which is pretty good. Let's go ahead and come over the hill. I want to explore. See, yeah, we have lots and lots of coastal line over here. Someone has chosen the Mycenaeans. So we already have people leveling up into the next era. In fact, we are one of the few that have yet to do so. Actually, never mind. Only one of them has. So if we go here, I need 60 influence. We don't have 60 influence at the moment. So we're going to have to wait. Someone's chosen the Egyptians, and I do believe they are a worker class. A builder series. So they're going to be going that direction. Let's go ahead and get this science. Awesome, we are very close. And then it'll be a little bit of a battle to take on a woolly mammoth, but I think we can do it. Okay, so we can still get up above him. And this is where we're gonna have an advantage. Oh, maybe we'll have an advantage. We'll have an advantage from height here, and I am actually going to defend on this one. And it negates most of the damage. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go here, because then both of these units get +4 attack from a rear one. We actually get +8 attack because we have the high ground.
Hit them.
There we go. Fantastic. And that's going to give us our growth star, where we finally have enough people. All we need is 1 more or 2 more science, and we should be good. Let's go ahead and head here, because that does continue as we get more people. It will continue to work towards our overall growth star progression. We just need that science. We need 2 more science, game. Can you help us out here? It may not help us out. That's more food. We don't need more food. Let's go ahead and instantly resolute that, because I don't need to fight it. We are risking it for a biscuit, so hopefully there's some science somewhere. If we don't see science in the next couple of turns, we'll go away into the next era. Legion of the Dead. The battles against other tribes was fierce. Excuse me, I can't speak today. But your people emerged victorious. Perhaps fighting now you possess an outpost and homelands. Spurred your tribe to greater heights of courage. In the aftermath, between the fallen of the enemy and your own side, there are many who are due last rites. Some of the tribe ask that a resting ground be placed close to an outpost so the dead can be honored, while others want the bodies burnt where they lie. So if we feed, we will treat our own fallen with respect. The enemy can be fed to our dogs, saving us food. I don't care about this. We can burn them. +2 combat strength on the unit is not important. We can do bury. Bringing home our dead well preserved and ready for burial increases our science and moves us along in that regard. All right, so if we crest this hill and there's no science in sight, I think we're gonna have to move on. Which really sucks. I really want to get that Neolithic legacy trait. One more turn. The epitome of every Civ Light game. There we go, right there. I don't know that we'll get it in time. This is why you only move one forward at a time. All right, one last turn, everybody.
Later we rest.
Oh, no. Goodness gracious. Yep, nope, we're gonna have to move along. Yep, we can't risk it. So we are gonna go as the Phoenicians. If we would have acted earlier, we could have gotten the Nubians, which are a very, very good race, or culture to choose. The Phoenicians aren't bad. And the reason they aren't bad is because their haven will allow us to get +2 money per adjacent coastal water, which we do have a lot of those. The bonus for the Nubians would have been much more preferable, though. +4 money on a luxury or strategic resource deposit. And then +3 money per adjacent maker's quarter for the Moreau pyramid. So this allows 1 trader slot on a city or an outpost. It replaces a harbor. It is a unit spawn, so that's nice. And then we have modify all constructible buyout costs for 20% less. And this goes through the eras. So it's not the best, but it's not the worst. It is still mercantile in nature, so that's a positive. Let's get down here so we can get this region settled for us. And on to the next era.
The challenges of a young civilization. It's hard keeping up with the neighbors when they have the wheel and you don't. Humankind learns quickly that everyone contributes. If you're terrified of wild animals, you can grow lentils or catch fish. Tribes settle towns. Towns develop markets, and markets begin the exchange of goods, services, and most important, rumors and hearsay.
Oh, awesome. The Phoenicians we have leveled up as a matter of diplomacy. Word has reached you of the Hittites.
1,000 welcomes. I am the leader of a great people. I hope you are one who keeps their word.
So one thing that I think is really cool.
Greetings, Sovereign. Do you too believe that there is no limit to how high humanity might soar?
Yeah, I don't think there's a limit. We're not going to mess with them. They are super aggressive.
I bid you greetings in the name of my proud people.
Anyways, as I was saying, I think it's really cool that they had all of the Avatar streamers record their own voices. It's just a cool, unique thing. So all of the streamer avatars will have their voices, even though they haven't been audio tuned quite just yet. But anyways, let's go ahead and move down. I do also like this region because it does have a lot of coastal waters. So what we're going to do is we're going to create our city. And automatically will we create our religion. Now I really like polytheism over shamanism, because while we don't get as much influence, we do get more faith on holy sites. So what we could do is we could push a religious mercantile state. One that will be able to use its tenets to therefore increase trade. So we're going to go ahead and found our religion. It's going to take a lot longer, but that's okay. And we're going to move over this and we will call it, oh goodness. Let's call it the Silk Road religion. Silk Roadism. There we go. Silk Roadism. Possibly one of the best names we could use. And if we want to, let's see. What will it cost to drop 20 only to do that? That's good. We could drop it here as well. So with that in mind, we have enough to go ahead and attach this. It allows us to get a lot more industry at the expense of food. So I think one of the first things we are going to have to do is build some food. Now that -10 stability is going to be intense. We're already dropping 20% from attaching this city. And this is what I mean by we're going to have to be careful and wary of our stability, because it is going to be drastically affecting us. Now when it comes to the tech tree, all we have to do is get to fishing in order to get our haven. So it's only going to take, what, possibly 13 turns, maybe a little less, depending on how we advance in our science. Replaces the harbor, and then we'll go ahead and get working on cranking out that money. Now, the thing about our unique building is that it is per region, not per city. So we will be able to build here. We will be able to build here. Look at all that coastline. And then we also will be able to build in every subsequent region. So we will want to focus on these coastal regions for expansion. So let's go ahead and start exploring this direction. You have nothing else to do. Let's get you this way. Awesome. Awesome. In turn.
Come over here.
Move one tile at a time is another thing I'd have to say would be helpful. We're going to instantly resolve this. We only lost health change. We do get money from that as well, so that's a big positive to keep fighting those guys. And it looks like we have our first Civic. And this is where we see the first big split from Victor Open Dev to the closed beta into the full release, is that civics are no longer dependent on civic points to have into an act. They are focused on influence. So it costs 30 influence to enact the founding myths or legitimacy. And on top of that, it will increase with each subsequent one. So right now we can do founding myths or we can do legitimacy. I'm going to do legitimacy. It moves us towards progress, which is something I want to do anyways. It increases our science. I'm always for science, regardless of whatever trying, like the merchant class or whatever attempted run I'm going for. The celebrating would move us towards this, which would put faith on territory, which is important, as I have mentioned. But I think in this case, at least for right now, we're going to focus on science so we can get to our harbor sooner. And if we can see here, it doesn't modify it quite so much yet. We're going to continue to move people. They have started that outpost, which is all right with me. And once it gets up and running, we should be able to see what it will cost us. 104. So it will be quite a little while before we're able to move on from that. And then it would cost 80 to go down there and start a new outpost. So as we can see, there is a lot of scaling that is going on here, which is a positive. I'm always for it. Guangji converted to a new religion. We have researched carpentry, which allows us to clear forests, get a lumber yard, and deploy archers. We've also gotten Blades of the Empires. Your horizons widen, your armies grow in lockstep with your ambitions. Now with military power spread over several regiments, it's time to decide the natural state of your soldier. I'm always going to go with conscripts in this area because it will allow us to produce units faster. Just because we are a merchant-based empire does not mean that we won't go to war and we won't do all of that matter. So keep that in mind as I play. I'm always for continuing on in various ways to accomplish the same thing that I want to do. This is also a really good spot. Holy cow, this is a good area. How much would it cost? 30 influence. Now the kicker here is that there's not a fantastic spot to put this thing. It won't even let me see stats without having the correct influence. Yeah, it's not even gonna let me. Let's go ahead and just rest here until we have that influence. And it looks like the Hittites are already creeping up on us. So we are going to want to be weary of that. Let's go here. We're going to ransack it because I don't want an independent people moving in. Pledge Tante, excuse me, converted to a new religion. All right. We have successfully ransacked that. If we look, we see that our religion is quickly spreading. We have 4 followers. We built our farm, which is going to bring us down to 60 stability. We do have 6 food. It's not really doing a whole lot for us. So what I'm going to do, we have to build on we have to build our Obelisk of the Gods. And the reason for that is that it gives us 20 stability and 20 fate, so it is pretty important. Nothing else we can do there for the time being. Let's move along. Let's see. Yeah, let's move along.
Over this way.
Down yonder, see if we can't get some other regions to look forward to taking. Someone's finally chose the Assyrians, and everyone is in the ancient era. Not much we can do here. There's not much at all. I highly doubt someone's going to come this way, so actually what we're going to do is I'm going to come home. We'll go ahead and attack these guys, if we can. And then I'm just going to auto-turn you on. You can see this wouldn't be a good region for our first era because there's not a whole lot to exploit. Yeah, not a whole lot at all. We actually found a very, very good area to do that in. I am going to go ahead and fight this battle. Let's move back. I'm going to move all of these guys. Actually, let's keep him there.
Off we go.
Can I get behind him? Perfect. There we go. And then we're going to defend because he still has to take that flag. And I don't think he'll be able to do it very successfully. Let's do that, and then we'll end the round. He's going to have to throw himself at one of my soldiers. Oh, he won't. There we go. Now, this will create a grievance with the Hittites, but the kicker about that is, yeah, they've already made the following demand of paying, having us pay them for recompense for losing that unit. I'm not going to do it. The Hittites are already an uber aggressive faction. I feel like we can still take them on, though. Keepers of the Creed. An unexpected rivalry has erupted between two temples in Byblos, each representing a different sect of the Silk Roadism. One temple argues the religious matter should be left in the hands of dispassionate men, while the other contends that only women with their capacity for nurturing life possess the necessary understanding for these affairs. These quarrels must stop before your inhabitants start fighting each other. Who should be your religious leaders? If we move towards men, it's going to bring us towards tradition, which will bring us with plus 10 more stability, but we lose that 5% science on an outpost. If we did women, we would do the same thing. If we did all, it would push us even further into the social access towards progress, which doesn't change the buffs, but it moves us further over into the science department. I'm actually, for the time being, gonna do something that stabilizes our empire. We're gonna have women, because what I do want is I want to be able to build the largest city I can. I can't do that if I have constant stability issues. All right. So because they are a militarist state, they get plus 30 bonus support for their war support, so they probably will declare war on us very soon. We are going to go ahead and start heading home, so that way at least our units that we do have will be able to fight well against everyone else. So we are going to go ahead and move home. We're going to prepare for a war, and maybe we could subjugate them, perhaps. I don't know. You'll see. Our merchant affinity means we can use influence to marshal venture capital towards a resource deposit, either creating an extractor or generating money. So we could, say, invest in a resource deposit. We have one right here. So for 25 influence, we can invest in this deposit and get the bonuses for it. It means that we don't have to wait and take on something. Let's go ahead and do it. I want to take advantage of everything as much as possible. So from the die, we get +2. Let's look here. We get +5 industry and +3 stability, which is really good. So that's going to bump us up even further, as well as produce more industry. And then we are exploiting the terrain, so we get +2 food and +1 money from the exploitation. I like it. I think that's a really cool mechanic. Very excited to see how it gets used in the future. Us, anyway. They have runners. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to let them seethe and teeter on the brink of war. And we are only gaining 7 influence per turn, so it is going to be a while before we get Aliath. But that's all right. That obelisk of the gods, I feel like, is a very important feature right now that we need. Fishing has been researched, and we now have access to that haven, as well as a fishery, which gives us +3 food on a river. Now, that would be very good for us, because as you can see, we are on a river, especially over here. So we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles, possibly 5, because I do believe I built... Oh no, I didn't build on that. So we would have +15 food. Did I read that right? Apparently we can't. Oh, that's +3 food on a harbor. Excuse me, not a river. We need to build a harbor first in order for that to be worthwhile. It would cost 596 to do it, so that's not worth it. Well, we can see here that we would take the most advantage of this area. It would give us 9 food and 8 gold. I would think that this would be useful here, but apparently it is not. Oh, because that is ocean. Oh, it's unexplored. Okay, I am understanding what's going on here. Let's go here. We'll go ahead and queue that building up. It'll be a while before we get to it, but that's okay. We have 1 idle army. I'm going to go ahead and post this up. And then we need more science. So because we have other industries, let's go ahead and get domestication so we can have horses to make scout riders. We'll go into irrigation as well to take advantage of that stability from a public fountain, and then onto the food on the rivers. Sailing would be great. Fishmongers would be great to have, but I feel like we really need to take advantage of an early game mechanic before we get into our sailing. We'll do that. It'll just be a teeny tiny bit. Let's go ahead and post up here. They're getting close to their war score. We can either try and trigger it, because I don't think they are able to really beat us right now. Population gain, fantastic. That might be a good thing to do. We may push our scouts forward. I want to try this out. I haven't ever played this way. We can be aggressive merchants, right? That's a thing? Surely that's a thing. So for instance, we could surround this boyo. We don't have reinforcements, so that's something to consider. We would have the high ground. Let's hold off. We're gonna wait, because what I would rather do... Domestication. We now have horses. We have animal barns, which is 5 food per horse resource, +1 food on farms' quarters, and +1 food on a farmer's. That's a really good one, actually. And they are going to challenge me, and I will definitely oblige. So we can easily have the high ground. I'm going to wait and see what they do.
Off we go.
Because they're going to come at me first. Good first move. All right, I should have moved people away. They're going to have a very definitive advantage. But that advantage will go away with this turn. I'm going to defend. Their defense means that they'll have to come at me if they want to attack. Okay, so it looks like we are really seeing some nasty buffs. Let's go here. And then I'm gonna out zone of control them. This will allow us to do maximum damage with the least amount of counter damage being done to us. Now that does leave us open for attack. As you can see there, they took my guy out, they took my guy out there. So we might lose this initial battle, but we do have some reinforcing ones right at our backside. Don't want to prepare myself there. Let's go here.
No fear.
Those guys are damaged, so it's going to be a little bit harder. Okay, so that's the end of the first round of our battle. We're going to have to end the turn and move along, which is okay. A carcass of riches. Wild animals in the forests around Byblos have always been hunted for their meat, but now an inventor in the city believes the carcasses can be put to other uses too. They believe the carcasses can be harvested for their military, decorative, or subsistence applications. What should the bodies be used for? We can militarize them, which would give us patriotic. We're not in the practice of building military units, but we could. It may give us an advantage over the enemy. We could build some archers right now. We could barter, which would give us prosperous on Byblos. The exchange of soft leathers to ornamental antlers to medicine parts will generate wealth. We are a merchant focus, so we will end up going this direction. But we could have also harvested and gotten 5 food. We are going to barter. 16 per turn. That's a pretty dadgum good price. We're still waiting to be able to take on Aliath. Let's go ahead. Ooh, we might win this. Oh, nope, we won't win this. I forgot they had a third unit, or a second unit. We are going to end the round. That way we can take out as many as possible. All right, so we are going to push that grievance. I didn't push it, but they are the ones who attacked me. Demand it. Are they going to do anything? I guess not. All right. Well, what I can do now is fight those guys. Let's go here, and then I believe I can go here. Get the massive boost to combat. Simple enough. And they are demanding that as well. We're going to refuse those demands.
I suppose I can waive this one. Go about your way.
They withdrew their demands, but still they are going to get a big significant boost. So I think what we are going to have to do is we are going to have to push some military units ahead of us. And the good thing about being a mercantile faction, we can already purchase one of those. So we are only 4 turns away from having 2 units of archers. Because of that last one, what I'm actually gonna do here, yes, we are going to ransack. They've already attacked me. I wasn't planning, well, I was planning on doing it, but now we have, oof, look at that. And on top of that, we are going to, yeah, we'll go ahead and push that. It looks like we have uncovered Vinikunka. Site of daily worship and offerings, the sweeping mountain range is a testament to greater forces. And if we were to hover over it, some glorious looking hills, by the way. If we were to have it under our control, it would give us 1 industry and vision range, and we'd also get 5 influence, 10 stability on the city or the outpost, and 10 money on the outpost as well. That's pretty darn hefty. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to purchase 1 more unit of archers. And then I'm going to purchase the last one. Now, we did use up 3 population for that. So that is going to hurt us a little bit. But again, I am preparing for war. And we're going to ransack that. We are being a bit aggressive. But I think it'll be all right. We're going to move on into here. And it looks like we have an independent peoples here. Now, I don't mind this. I would prefer to have silk within my own city. But if we can gain the trust of these guys, we can actually implement them. Although we don't necessarily want to, because again, going after that single city setup. We can finally attach this, which is going to drop us down by 20% stability-wise. but it will also boost all the other aspects. And so we're going to work on that, and then we're going to go ahead and queue up that because it will give us science and food on top of our ability to have horse scouts. All right, that's all we're doing against the grain. We're going to move back home. I'm going to post up on my outpost, and we're going to sit here just in case we need them. We have the fate of the free cities. The world as it ever was is divided into the rulers and the ruled, the great sprawling empires and proud independent cities. Your struggle is with other empires, but you should not forget the part these free cities can play. So if we implement this civic, we can have mercenary armies, which allows us to hire their armies for 20%. Mercantile factions, more specifically factions like, or historically like Carthage. As a mercantile faction, they were able to afford these mercenary armies. You have the Byzantines as well. They actually paid off the Huns and used them heavily, both before Attila came and post Attila. So it's not outside of reason to follow the mercantile idea of hiring armies to do our dirty work. We can't do it yet. That's probably where we'll end up going with these independent peoples. I don't mind it one bit. This area doesn't provide much in the way of being a usable region outside of potential production out here. But I think we'll be able to use them to a great degree. All right, so it looks like in the next turn, our spirit or obelisk of the gods. Awesome. We built a holy site, so we get 100 fame. Fantastic. Looks like word has reached of us of the Nubians, and I'm sure they already, why?
I am the leader of a great people.
Oh, we stopped their trade. Okay, no, we're not going to do that. You'll be fine. There's nothing wrong with you. You'll be okay, sir. All right. So we can't even see them on the map, so it's not like it even really matters. What we are going to do... Okay, so we are... Oof. I need you to come here. We need to claim this spot before all these independent factions come in and take them over. Because the kicker is that I want to remain a single city, but we can't remain a single city because we will take these over and they will automatically become... they will automatically be a city of its own. I think this is going to be the best spot. This will give us quite... Let's hang out here. This will give us a good production thing to work off of. Okay. Looks like the spiffing Brit wants to trade luxury resources. Like absolutely. Old, but we agree. Absolutely. Let's go here.
We can be of use to you. I am sure of it.
Fantastic. In exchange for 50 gold, we'll refuse that for now. But what we are going to do is we're going to go here.
How might my people aid your cause this day?
My demands, no, we'll keep that. We'll keep it. I need you to move, Mr. Nubians. We've researched irrigation. Fantastic. 2 food on a river, plus 15 stability if we build the public fountain. And we have unlocked the science star, the first of hopefully many. And then I think it is well worth the sacrifice to get a much more extra food at the cost of a few bits of production.
Greetings.
Arc Black, how are you?
Do you too believe that there is no limit how high the powerful might soar?
Yeah, sure. I'll introduce myself.
Greetings, Sovereign. Do you too believe that there is no limit to how high humanity might soar?
Yeah, okay, cool. We're going to trade luxury resources.
I have something here that should please us both.
All right, so we are well on our way to potentially trading off our resources. So let's move the rest of our armies. In the turn. All right, we went down. I'm not quite sure why. Oh, because the buff is over with. That's true.
What's on your mind today?
I'm going to refuse those demands.
Things change. I withdraw my demands.
Does he?
You have my gratitude.
We will withdraw our demands as well.
Perhaps I was hasty. Consider my demands withdrawn.
Okay, cool. So they're ticked at us. That's fun.
Say to this
You know what, Burke Black? It's counterintuitive to your strengths, but we will accept the non-aggression already. I assume that means you would like to trade everything as well. In exchange for 10 gold, that's a deal we can do. You want to share maps? A little too close. Okay, we got a little too close too quick. That's fine. We have an event, the Flooded Plains. An unrelenting deluge of rainfall lashes down upon the great city of Byblos and the surrounding lands. If the rains don't stop soon, the banks of the great river that threads through the city will burst, flooding the adjacent quarters. With limited time and resources, the choices are stark. What do you do? We can gamble, which would move us towards individualism. We can adapt, which would move us towards collectivism. Limited adaptations could mitigate the biggest risks. Minus 60, just a chance of bad consequences. Or we could protect, which would move us towards science, reducing that stability like I have mentioned, at the cost of 120 gold and a chance of good consequence. We're going to risk it for biscuit. And that biscuit being not using up so much gold and only having a chance of bad things happen to it. All right. Everybody move along. And as you can see here, we are quickly coming towards 3 more Aerostars. Go here. We are moving towards them, so I don't think I'm gonna push those guys. We're also not gonna push towards these guys. So we could hire their armies as mercenaries. For 106 gold, we would get 2 warriors for 20 turns. That's not useful now, but it is useful for the future, so we could consider it. And I do think we would have to conquer these guys. This coastal area is just too much. We need it. What's happening here? Oh, I can already buy their resources. They will not attack me, and they will share the map's vision with you. So they don't have any resources yet, or else they would. Let's go ahead and get our merchant. What do we want to do? Let's go ahead and do that. That will boost our stability. Fantastic. 4 more turns until we build our harbor. Then yeah, as you can see, that would really boost things up a lot for us. I think we're actually pretty good on stability as well. Let's go ahead and push this as much as we can. Who are you from? You are from Hyksos. Okay. And we can already trade resources with you as well. You're on my land, man. You know what? Let's go after the Acadians. They're going to be much harder to take on, but I think we'll be okay. Let's skip your turn. Wait for these guys to move. And then, yeah, oof. Oh, okay, you're going to attack me. Okay, that's fun. A manual battle. There we go. So that hurts. That hurts a whole heckin' lot.
Follow me.
Let's attack you. Attack you.
All together.
All right, so the benefit there we go. Let's hope we can kill. Let's actually move him here, move him there, That way they can't kill my archer.
Attack!
There we go. I would have attacked this guy personally, but, you know, it's your choice.
Charge!
Fantastic. And we've unlocked a militarist star as well. Let's remove ourselves from this.
Follow me.
I can't take on both of those. Let's move on over to here. I would rather lose scouts than lose my archers.
For your families.
Off we
There we go.
We'll wait here.
Okay. Neato. The flooded lands, fortune favors you. The skies above Byblos grew darker and darker, the deluge like a sea being tipped upon a city, but then suddenly the clouds parted and the rains relented. Days of sunshine followed and the threat of floods are no more. Ground's a little wetter, but the people will not forget, but otherwise life normally. Huzzah! We're gonna end the turn. The Egyptians have reached the classical era with the Mayans. Oh my word. All right, so we already have people moving forward. Whew. The Mayans are a builder faction, which is good for us. It means that they have not... Ooh. I could purchase this unit. Boom. Flipped that around on you, didn't I? Haha. That's actually really cool. I am a fan. Archers are not going to be a problem. And that will actually help us take on some of these other independent peoples as well. Let's go. Oh, I can reach you. Oh, you're in trouble. Look at that modifier. 29 combat strength. Woo! Yep, that's to be expected. And then you are dead, sir. There we go. We're gonna hang out. I'm gonna move you guys along. It looks like we are 13 turns until we hit sailing, which is a bit of a bummer. The land of the dead for hundreds of years, the dead of Babylon, of Byblos, have been laid to rest in burial sites close to the city's borders. Now, with a fast rising population and many dying every moon, these sites have become overcrowded. Future burials could lead to disease as corpses await process. Cremation might be a wiser choice. What is your creed? I think we are going to go forced labor. If we bury it, it moves us towards the tradition axis. We can take a hit of 8 stability. Because I don't want to push too far into progress. Because, as you'll see here, actually we're doing okay. Never mind. I'm gonna, no, we'll take that stability boost. There we go. All right. Let's skip our turn. We have unlocked an aesthete star. We are getting very, very close to being able to go into the next era. Which is great news. I think we are going to have to take out the Acadians. I really need that area. Desperately. 3 and 4 is not fantastic. I don't know that that's worth the benefit. So we won't do it. Let's go 3 food on a harbor or 2 food. Let's do 2 food on a river. There we are. We've unlocked a builder star. A new grievance has been hit.
We can be of use to you. I am sure of it.
I have something here.
Okay, they didn't want to do that.
What's on your mind today?
Let's trade luxury resources. Man, they really do not. They are hate-filled.
Good day to you.
Hi, Spiff.
A proposal?
Very cool. Awesome. All right, so we have 119 gold, which isn't a terrible lot. What do we got here? Hyksos. So these guys won't attack me, right? Oh no, they will. We can just hire their armies. So this is interesting. So it looks like these are a peaceful focus, which means I can hit that area a little bit quicker and they won't attack me. These guys, however, I have to hit tier 3 before they won't attack me because they are militarized. I'm okay with that, actually. That's a pretty cool little feature. There we are. How much will it cost? Merchant and pirates see more fame when earning merchant stars, so we're working on that. Go ahead and skip the turn. All right, cool. Well, we built our pony now. And now we are working on our other harbors. Can I buy this out? 938 is a bit unobtainable right now. Let's move along. One of the agrarian stars has been earned. Curiosity collected spawns an army. Oh, fantastic. Well, hello there, good sir. Why don't you come over into this army?
Come over here.
What is the... we will manually fight.
Follow me. Will do.
All right.
Here we go. Well, that's fun. I thought I would be able to attack. I guess you gotta... Okay. Okay. I don't understand why I cannot attack. Oh, he's inside the walls. I see. I didn't realize we were actually attacking the city. All right, well, we're gonna try and lead that dude out. And then we'll be good from there. We may not win that battle though. Go here. Awesome.
Off we go.
What are these guys doing is the question. I think they're just wandering. Let's go ahead and move out.
Come over here.
And let's see if this works. Okay, they do come out, which is great. I just want to attack that guy. Oh, no. He went behind the walls. There's nothing we can do. All right. Well, that's very unfortunate. Oh, no, they have reinforcements. I was not thinking. That's okay. We may lose these guys too, and that might be the end of the episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Got it. Come on.
That's not possible.
Still don't quite understand why this scout cannot get into the walls.
Off we go.
Not real sure about that one. Yeah, we will definitely lose this. 100%.
No. Will do.
There we go.
Let's go.
We'll at least take out a lot of them, but if anything, what we're doing is actually freeing up our mercantile resources. All right? That's what I'm telling myself. Oh, wow. And then those spearmen come in. Yeah, that hurts.
On it. No fear. All together.
All right, well. There we go. There we go. That hurt. All right. That's okay. Now, we have earned 7 era stars. From a militarist standpoint, that's fantastic. So again, the Maya are a builder faction. We have a few things we can do here. We can go with the Axumites. 10% money generated from ongoing trade on a city or an outpost. That would be good. +1 money per territory with the Great Obelisk, 3 faith, +1 money, and then +3 money for an adjacent market quarter. And then the Shotelai are actually a pretty good one as well. Or we could go Carthaginians. Modifies all constructible buyouts by 50%. Now we do have an improvements, I think, buyout by 20%, so that would be good. And then the Cawthon is industry per adjacent coastal water and industry per lake, and as well we get an elephant, which is pretty darn cool. So we'll have to make the decision in the next episode, guys. So I want you to let me know which one you want me to go. Do you want me to go Axumite, or do you want me to go Carthaginians? And that will be the end of our first mini-series Let's Play under a single city. It's working out pretty well so far, I'd have to say. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will read all the comments, so please leave any gameplay things you want to know about, or any types of things you want me to try and test. This is not going to be the only mini-series, because I will want to do some other different types of focused videos. Basically, I want to give you guys enough content on a consistent basis to get us through until the release date, which is currently August 17th. So for the final time, this is the end of the episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, because this will be a continued series. If you have not pre-ordered the game yet and you want to do so, then you totally can using my Nexus game store, where you will receive, I do believe, 10 to 15% off, and your support will go directly to me. Thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to check out PartyElite as well. This is Havoc, and I'm out of here.